A major food drive will be taking place in our area this weekend. It is the Letter Carriers Food Drive that happens on the second Saturday in May. Here to tell us all about it and how it benefits the community is Pat Ward, who is President and CEO of the United Way of Greater Hazleton. Pat, thanks so much for joining us on this. This is a really easy way for people to help out because it's simple on how you can make the donation. You don't even have to leave your house.
Appreciate the opportunity to get the word out to our community. You're right. It's the easiest, in my opinion, way that anyone can help the hungry in the community, because all we're asking folks to do is place a bag of non-perishable items close to their mailbox, whether that's on their porch or wherever they get their mail delivered. And our friends at the National Association of Letter Carriers and some United Way volunteers will be around to pick up those cans, and we will then distribute the non-perishables. Now, it can be boxes of macaroni, things like that, not just cans, but we'll be around to pick up the non-perishable items, and they are going to be distributed to 3 United Way food banks. And in some of the communities that do their own thing, they'll be delivered to local food banks in the hometown. This is also a nationwide project on the second Saturday in May.
I get my mail at a post office. So if you don't have your mail delivered to your home, you can take it to the post office, correct?
That is correct. I would double check with your local post office to make sure that they're participating. Some of the smaller rurals don't have the structure to do it, but I would double check. In your case, the post office in Cunningham, we've always had a great relationship. Folks can just bring the food in with them, and the food, I believe in that case, is going to be delivered directly to the Valley Food Pantry.
Pat, I know this happens every year at this time. You did have a break because of COVID that they weren't able to do it, but it comes at a time right now when grocery prices are through the roof, gas prices are through the roof. So I would think there's a lot of people who will really appreciate this.
First of all, people that are challenged feeding their families, the number has grown exponentially in our community over the years. The poverty rate is high, and right now families, quite honestly, in some instances are faced with a decision to pay their utility bills, to put gasoline in the car, or to put food on the table. And God bless some of our senior citizens, they're also faced with the choice of purchasing their prescription medication. So there's always a need for food. And in the aftermath, if we are in or close to the aftermath of the COVID pandemic, things have not gotten any better in that respect. They've only gotten worse. So this is a quick and hopefully easy way for us to ask the community to support those that are less fortunate and are in fact in need of the most basic necessity of life, and that's food.
Pat, if there's someone watching and maybe for whatever reason they can't help out on Saturday, can they make a donation, a financial donation to the United Way, or help you in another way to make sure there is food available to people who need it?
Yes, well, of course, we always accept financial donations, but a check can be sent to the United Way office at 134 South Wyoming Street in Hazleton. And if you just note on the check that it's for the food drive, we have a special food fund, and that money will be put right in there. Also, too, the food pantries generally accept contributions any day of the week when they're open. So if you can't do it on Saturday, you could stop by your local food pantry and make a drop off. In the case of the United Way, the 3 food banks that get served by this project are Catholic Social Services, United Charities in West Hazleton, and the Commission on Economic Opportunity.
It is happening this Saturday, the Letter Carriers Food Drive. Put the food out, the non-perishables out by your mailbox, or check with your post office to see if you're able to drop it off there.
Big shout out to the letter carriers for doing this. they're doing this while they're doing their regular jobs. So they're working real hard along with some of our United Way agency volunteers and volunteers at large to make this happen. So it's a great partnership, and we're so happy to be with them.
Today's news feature is brought to you by Feisner's Ford in Freeland, who is celebrating 75 years in business. Give them a call at 570-636-3920, or you can log on to feisnersford.com.